So way back in 1978, there was a movie called Capricorn One. Hi everybody, Beanmeister22 here. It was a fairly controversial movie for its time. By today's standards, the special effects and even some of the acting may not be great, but it was still a pretty good movie and it's worth watching now. Why am I talking about this movie? Because I actually have something from the movie. This is a Capricorn One visitor pass, as used in the movie. And I don't mean it's a replica. This is actually a pass that was used in the movie. They are referred to as screen-used movie props or original production used prop. Now, if it's just an original production, it means the production company purchased it, had it in their stores, their stocks for the movie, and never used it on screen. So it's important that, number one, it says screen used or production used, not just original production. Also, it needs a COA, a certificate of authenticity. It could be as simple as somebody who worked on the movie, whether it's an actor or a producer or a cameraman or someone from the lighting crew, sound production team, somebody just signing a piece of paper, putting their name on it, saying, yes, this was used in the movie, I stole it off the table, bam, here it is. Sometimes they will actually include photos of it, not just photos and screenshots from where it was used in the movie, but also a photo of them acquiring it. I know several people who have worked in Hollywood, and yes, they all get something from the set. Even actors and actresses like to collect souvenirs from the set. It might be something they use frequently in the show, it could be something of wardrobe or some jewelry or something. It's usually an item or items that they like. And you will see these things come up for sale online quite frequently. But really the most common suppliers for things such as this are people who are on the production team. Hey, go throw this in a dumpster. Well, I'm not going to throw this in a dumpster. I'm going to keep it. Souvenir from the movie. And then they eventually sell these things. Maybe they sell it because they want to make a profit, a little extra money from the movie. Maybe they croaked and this is in their estate and their relatives or an auction house is selling it. But as long as it has a COA, you can pretty much count on it being real. And it needs to come from a reputable dealer who will offer you a money-back guarantee. And yes, photos help. What helps us determine that this is actually correct and real? Number one, it came from a reputable dealer. Number two, I've seen the screenshots where this and these were used in the movie. I have written documentation saying that it's real. And it's not just that, hey, I'm Joe Blow and I say, I got this from the set. Well, how'd you get it from the set? Okay, I was a sound technician. I worked on the set. They were throwing these away. There was a bunch of extra ones. I put it in my pocket. And if you look that up and then Joe Blow's name is in the credits of the movie, well then by gosh, he was probably telling the truth. But if you have his real name and you look up in the credits and he was never on the production team, well then he could be using a, fake name. Doesn't mean it's not real, but it's just one more piece of information that will help you determine if it is real or not. So this is a launch visitor pass ID. It's a visitor pass. Like when you watch the X-Files and you got a visitor there to the FBI building and they have that little thing that says visitor, or if you're watching Dexter and they have that little tag that says visitor, that's what this is. And yes, people sell those other things online too. Can they be fakes? Yeah, there could be fakes. Most of the ones out there, if it doesn't say screen used and it does say original, yeah, they had a whole box of them. They had 500 of them. They used 150. These are extra. We're going to throw them away. No, I'm going to take them. I'm going to sell them. It was important to me, as much as I wanted a piece of memorabilia from this movie, it was important that it wasn't just from their production stock, from their stores, but that it was actually used on screen. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, well, that just sounds all fake and made up. You're just taking a person's word. But that's all we really do with anything is take a person's word. I haven't purchased many ancient artifacts recently, but I used to collect a bunch of things out of ancient Egypt, Greece, Rome, Mesopotamia. Here's a vase, here's a statue. A vase. Here's a vase, here's a statue, here's a this. Here's something that came out of a mummy's tomb. I have things. I've made videos about them. Here's a Neolithic item. How do you determine if it's real? Well, number one, a reputable dealer. And that reputable dealer is going to do the research. Okay, this was removed from Egypt in 1910. It was in the Smith collection in London. It was then moved to the Jones collection in New York City. It spent the last 25 years in Los Angeles at this museum. And now it's on auction. On auction, at auction. Every item has a chain of custody. And it can be researched. Maybe not by you and me, at least not easily. But it could be as simple as, hey, here's a photograph of this exact item from that museum or from that collection in New York. Here it is on auction at this date. Here's a picture of it. Sadly, I hope their documentation does not end with me, and that when I get rid of these items, if I croak or sell them or, decide I don't like them anymore, or the last known transaction or transfer of the item will be said to, this went to the blank collection of blank. I'm using the word blank for my name. Many items and objects are lost in time, and sometimes they resurface, and sometimes they don't. The movie Capricorn One, back to that, was 1978. That's a long time ago. And really it came out in 1978, so does that mean it was actually 1976 or 1977 when it was actually filmed? Has this thing been lost in time for all those decades? Well, now it has resurfaced. And I have one. All right, have you seen the movie? It's worth looking into. And there are famous people in this movie. Elliott Gould, James Brolin, Sam Waterston, Hal Holbrook, Telly Savalas. Yeah, even him. And O.J. Simpson. Yeah. All right, so leave your comments in the comment section. Go check that movie out. As always, thanks for watching.
Meister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.